Good afternoon, everyone. It is April 3rd, Sunday, it's 2022, and we are, what, 16 days away from spring gobbler season here in West Virginia. Actually, the 16th and 17th is Youth Day, and 18th is regular season. And we have to be out of the woods by 1 o'clock every day. It's from sunrise to 1 o'clock. We can hunt 7 days a week, and last year they added a week, but unfortunately they put it on the back end instead of the front end. I was out doing some spring gobbler scouting yesterday on some public land that I do kind of hunting. I heard 4 different birds. I actually seen 3. I walked up on, I had one come up the hill on me, got me his head off, come up the hill, and I actually walked up on 2 other ones. The last one I walked up on, I was going down to check the camera, and when I checked my camera, while I was up there, probably 70 or 80 yards away videoing with my cell camera, I had pictures of him strutting in front of my camera, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, I am going to go over everything that I use. I don't think I've ever done this before. And I'm going to start with my boots. These are a pair of boots I got about 1.5 years ago at a local shoe store, not too far away. I don't know the name of them. It was on the box, but I can't find it on here anywhere.
Is it on the tongue?
No, it just shows it's okay, it says north side. Okay, I didn't see that. Look right up. These are brand new glasses, but apparently they ain't working very good. They are 600 gram Thinsulate. They are water resistant. Actually has a tag here on the side that says waterproof. They are not waterproof. I found out that pretty quick. But inside it says water resistant. So I did go and buy some of that, I can't even pronounce the name of it. ASUO or something like that. Anyway, water repellent that I put on my ground blinds anyway. And I put 2 or 3 coats on it, and it did help. I still wouldn't walk across the creek in them because it will, I don't know if it's the fabric or what. They still do get wet. But I've been wearing them a lot because here's my new rubber boots for hunting this year. I got these. I got a gift card from my work for Christmas, and we was at Royal King, and these are Lacrosse, and they was $140, and I think it was on sale for like $94. So I got me a pair. They're a lot lighter and a lot snugger than the last pair I had. I don't see the insulation factor, but they're not as thick as what my last rubber hunting boots was. But I wore them year round, and I'm in the woods year round. And I end up, after about, and it was a good quality boot, I just ended up wearing them out, and they got a big grip in the side of them. So I seen these and got these. I have only had these on a couple times, and that's why I wear these most of the time when I'm scouting or checking trail cameras and all this good stuff. So I don't wear these out. Probably, I shoot my bow about every day in my yard, so I need to start wearing them a little bit more, and I'm going to put my cameras back out. Because I forgot to take my chips with me yesterday. I always forget something when I go to the woods. It's usually my shells. Not a good thing. So I may wear them tomorrow when I go put my cameras back out, get them broke in a little bit more. But other than that, that is my boots. But like I said, most of the time I'm going to start wearing these. I may wear them if it gets a little bit later in the season, but I'm still hunting. It's a little warmer, and I'm not going to cross any creeks. I may wear them. Next thing is this little stool here. I'm almost positive I got this at Walmart probably 12, 14 years ago. I don't even remember how much it was, but I always carry it with me. Unless I'm in my ground blind, then I take a chair. Not very, yeah, it's alright I guess, but it's not real comfortable if you sit for a long time. Quick story on my back. I worked in construction years ago, and my guy I worked for was on top, and I was on a ladder, and we was framing up a roof over a little porch, and it all gave away, and I fell about 12 or 14 feet on a pile of rocks, and I broke my back. So since then I cannot sit anywhere for a long period of time without my back hurting. So I usually put this up against a tree, but even with my padding on my vest, it's still, I can't sit for a long period of time. So, but that does get your butt off the ground. So I do always take that with me unless I'm in my ground blind. And I do my camouflage pretty much. I just wear whatever I wear hunting. Depends on what the weather is, how much I layer. Last year, I know the first 2 weeks was fairly chilly and a lot of rain stuff, so I wore my mid-season hunting stuff. But I always wear this. It's real thin. I don't know how you can see my hand through there, but it's really thin. But this is the Leafy 3D jacket. I have the pants to match, but I never wear them. everywhere I hunt around here, even along the field edges and stuff, I got to walk through so much briars and everything like that. It just tears them pants all to pieces. Not as bad on this because most of that stuff's down below my waist. So I always take that unless I'm in the blind. I got some black stuff that I wear. Here's my gun. I'll get to that in a second. Right now the shells that I'm using are Winchester XX. This is a 20 gauge. 3-inch. This thing's chambered for 3-inch, not 3.5. Using a number 5 shot. Last 2 years, I've had this is going on 3 years with this gun. Last 2 years I've shot Winchester Longbeard XR extension range, but I cannot find any this year. I just happened to find these. I had a half a box left over from last year of these, and this is the only ones I can find at another sporting goods store a couple weeks ago, so I bought another box. It's still a full box. The XR shoot a little bit better than what those do, but I shot this gun yesterday. I shot it at 24 yards, 32 yards, and 44 yards. And from about 25 to 35 yards is pretty much the sweet spot for this gun and what these things are shooting. Inside 25 yards, man, they shoot a really tight target, so I've got to really hold on pretty good. And the choke that I'm using is a Carlson's 560 restriction, and I don't know a whole lot about choke tubes and restrictions, but that's what that is for this gun. It is a 20 gauge Hatfield SAS. Now, for the longest time I knew what that stood for, but I do not know now. It's a cheaper kind of gun. I think I paid $225 for this gun, like I said, almost 3 years ago. Killed a few squirrels with it, killed several turkeys with it. Does have a vented rib and a little fiber optic thread dot on the side, on the front, and it's got a little groove right back here cutouts with it. It is a semi-auto, holds 5 shells, and like I said, the choke tube did not come with it. It come with a regular full choke, but I messaged the company and asked them what choke tubes they recommended, and there was 2 of them. It was this one and another one made by Benelli, but it was a $100 choke tube, so I wasn't about to order that. I think I got this one off Amazon for like 38 bucks, something like that. But it works pretty good. And then my decoys. For a couple of years, I've used this one, and same thing as this stool here. I've had this decoy probably 10, 12 years. It's just a hen decoy, and I used to have a cheap blow-up hen decoy to go with it. And I liked her because I had no air, and I just stuck it around and put her on it, and every time the wind blow just a little bit, she would get a little emotional. This one don't do it as easy. And I also lost the second part, which is one of these. It goes on her, but I've lost it somewhere down the road. I probably left it in the woods one time, but that's all right because I always take her and stick her in the ground like she's ready to breed. And I use, well, this year I'm going to use this fella right here, and this is an Avian X. And if you know anything about Avian X decoys, they are expensive. So I can't tell you right now, I didn't buy this thing. I looked it up online. They run anywhere from like $100 to $125. I'll show you the bag that I found it in. I don't know how well you can see these. My wife might try to zoom in there. If not, that's fine. You see the holes in it? You know, she says
lower down a little.
Lower down a little bit. Those are bear teeth, or teeth marks. And you can't see it in the decoy, but there's all kinds of them right here in this little spot. You probably not going to be able to see it, because I can barely see it right on top of it. Let's see, about mid-December last year, I was walking through a field, actually the same field I walked my turkey on yesterday. I had my camera, strutting in front of my camera. In years past, they've always planted corn in this field, but they haven't planted anything in like 2 years. But it was like mid-December last year. I don't know if I was hunting or just going to check cameras or what. But I was walking on the edge of that field, and I seen a trail going through a thick briar patch. It was probably bear trails or whatever. And this bag was laying just a couple feet over in the brush there. So I went over and I grabbed it out and I kicked it around a little bit, make sure there wasn't a snake in there. But it was pretty cold weather, so it probably shouldn't have been. But anyway, I took my time to open up the bag, and this thing fell out. And then after, I actually saw the teeth mark on here before I saw them on the bag. But apparently somebody lost this down there last spring, and a bear decided to play with it with a little toy. I don't know if he got caught on the brush while he was going through the brush and just left it or what. But anyway, thanks to some unlucky hunter and curious bear, I now have an 80NX Jake decoy, which what I'm going to do when I put her on the ground, I'll set him up like a, I don't know, a foot or two behind her. That's how I'm going to use this decoy this year. And you can tell these things are expensive. They do have a lot more colorful design on them. But like I said, she's probably at least 10 years old, if not 12. But her and the other hen decoy have brought in several turkeys from me in the past. But this year I'm pretty excited about trying this setup. And that's pretty much everything except for my vest and my claws. And I'm going to take a quick break and clear all this off, and then I'll get all that stuff set up. Alright guys, we're back after a quick recess. I'm going to start off with my mask and stuff. This right here, I got this out of Bass Pro Shops over online years and years ago. If I ever hunt out of a blind, a lot of times I wear this, just a head net. And I'll usually wear like a black hoodie or something like that, depending on the weather. If it's real hot, I just wear a little thick black shirt. Wear that. Always wear camouflage gloves. I actually got the finger and thumb cut out of this, you know, for not only working with my phone, but originally for working the calls and be able to feel the trigger and stuff. Just a cheap pair of gloves. I've had them for years. Don't even know where I got them at. I've got two different face masks. I don't wear this one a whole lot, especially since I wear glasses now, but I still carry it with me. It's a 3D mask. It kind of matches my jacket and pants, but I bought this separate. This is a little bit thicker material. You can't really see through this one. I wear it occasionally. I don't wear it too often. This is the one that I usually wear because I usually wear a hat anyway. And this is just, well, you notice that my wife might have to do some sewing work for me. It looks like something's chewed on that. But this is just one of the, I think they call it a 3/4 mask. This band goes around the back of your neck and just covers parts of your face, because I do wear a hat all the time. Not this one, but I do wear another one. And then this right here, I'm not sure. Somebody got me this for 1 year or something. I don't know, Christmas or something. Was it you? I've had it a long time. But it's a turkey hauler. And it's made by Primos. And I haven't seen one since they bought it for me. But if you can tell, it's been used quite a bit. It's got a lot of blood on it. But you put their head in here, and you tighten it up around their head, and then their feet go in here, and you tighten this up around their feet. And then you can just throw it over your shoulder. If you don't like putting it in your pack. Before I got this, I always used to buy one of those little cheap plastic orange vests that you see around in stores around hunting season. It costs like $1 or $2. I always used to wrap my turkey up in it, or when I put it in the back of my vest, I would wrap what was remaining, like the feathers and stuff sticking out. I would put it on the back of the turkey, on my back of my vest for that. But since I got that, I pretty much just carry them out like that anymore. But most of the time I'm on private land. I do, last couple of years I've started working more on public land, and that is a goal of mine this year. I want to kill a turkey on public land. Just something personal for me. I just ain't been able to do yet. I've come close. Last 2 years I've come so close, but turkey hunting close is about like that. It's crazy, but that is my goal. And if yesterday would have been turkey season, I think I could have got one, the very first one, pretty easy. Now I'll go on with my calls. All right, Nagel, you're not going turkey hunt with me. First one is a crow call, locator call. I've had this thing. This is a Quaker boy. I don't even know if they're still in business anymore. Like I said, when I first got into turkey hunting, probably maybe 15 years ago, I believe I bought this thing then. Same way as this is a Quaker boy owl pooter. This piece here actually broke off one time and I super glued it back on. That's how cheap I am. But it has absolutely no sentimental value with me. And I don't use it a whole lot. I usually use it like the first few times I go walking through the woods looking for, trying to find something if I don't have anything roosted. Or I'll take it with me the evening before and try to roost something with this. That's about the only time I reuse it. When it gets later up in the day, I don't use it. About the only time I use this is like midday if I'm walking around trying to locate one. I don't use it very often, but I do carry it with me. Next one is a Night in Hell little push button. It's really, same thing. This is one of the first turkey calls I ever bought. It's good for close distance. Does take a little bit of movement though, but I can keep it down by my side, and just takes just a little bit of a push on the finger. Not a real whole lot of movement there. And then this Primos box cutter. This is the only box call I've got. Same thing. I don't use this one very often. Mainly if I'm walking around during midday, or if it's really windy, I'll use it. But midday, when I'm trying to locate a turkey, basically about the only time I use that. At the time, I do not have a mouth call. I'm not very good at them. Matter of fact, I've got a very weak gag reflex, and I can't use very good many of them. But several years ago, I found Primos come out with one that the little mound was pre-molded and it was plastic, and I was able to use that one to somewhat effect. Still wasn't very good with it. Okay, Mabel. And same thing with it. It just got so old and wore out that I just can't use it anymore. I think I threw it away over the last year or two. Now there is a guy that locally makes, yes, I say locally, I think he lives in the next county over, that makes turkey calls. I know some other people that I follow on YouTube uses his game calls, so I am going to, I think he told me it was like $8 or $10 for one, so I think I may order one of those this weekend and try to see how to do that with that one. But if not, my mainstay, I've got two pot calls, or what do you want to call them. This one's glass. Well, actually, they're both glass. And you can tell they got holes in the back. This one I just got last year. This one is a flex tone. This was the, I want to say the Bone Collector series. I think Michael Wardell advertised this one, but I don't see his name on it. But it's called the Tramp Stamp. And my wife's got a funny look on her face. It's by Flexstone, and I've had this thing for probably the last 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer. I can honestly tell you I have called more turkeys in with this call than I have any other, by far. I've got more response out of turkeys with this call than any other. And right here's the striker that comes with it. But this call right here, I think I showed it on some of my videos last year. Last year was my first time trying to record turkey hunting. Self-filming is hard anyway, but man, I got caught with my pants down one time, and a couple days later when I got my other turkey, ended up I didn't have a chip in my camera, and no, I didn't even take my camera with me. I shot my first turkey, I'll get to this in a second. I shot my first turkey on Wednesday afternoon, like 30 minutes before the time was up, and there was a hen that kept coming up over the hill, and gobblers down over the hill. Well, they gobbled again. I thought they was leaving, so I was just sitting there waiting on her to leave so I can get up and leave. Next thing I know, here come two gobblers walking around the briar patch, and there's no way I could have reached up and turned my camera on. I was sitting there with my gun across my knee, and I had to move like 2 inches over just to get the shot the one I did. And the one I shot saw me move. I mean, it was almost didn't get him in. And then as soon as we got home, my wife went outside and took a few pictures or a video. I can't remember what we did. I think we took a little bit video. Well, she was fixing lunch while I was changing clothes, and we no longer were sitting down to eat lunch, and my youngest son called and said he'd run his car over the hill and wrecked it. So we was looking at my hunt, what I did get on her computer. My camera was in the bathroom on charge, so that whole next day was Thursday. We got up early that morning, and we had to go get his car out of the tow and talk to the insurance company, and it was a long day. We didn't get home until late that evening. I got up early the next morning and got up on the hill, and I thought I'd put my camera back in my vest, and I did not. So I got home, the chip was still in the computer we looked at, but that camera will take video without a chip in it, but it was still in the bathroom and on charge. So anyway, that was my luck on turkey hunting last year, trying to video my turkey hunts. So with that being said, hopefully I can do a little bit better this year. Now back to this call. This is a custom-made call with a guy I've been friends with on Facebook. I've never met him. His name is Jason Terry. He lives in North Carolina. Him and another guy custom-made turkey calls. Now, if you want one for this year, it's probably going to be too late. But he can pretty much put any kind of picture on here that you want. And he can pretty much make any kind of call. I'm not sure if he makes mock calls or not. I know they make a lot of pot calls like this, but I've had this picture on my YouTube channel. You'll see it pop up a lot on there. I found this picture several years ago on the internet, and I sent it to him, and he made this last year, and I used it last year on the turkey. I kept switching back and forth because they do have a little bit different. They're both glass, but they do have a little bit different tone on both of them. And he did send me a striker with it. It's in there on my gun cabinet right now. But really like it, and it's just a pretty call. But that's how I got that one. But the name of his company is Tobacco Row Game Calls. He is out in North Carolina. He's a full-time firefighter. If you want any information on that, just mention it down in the comments, and I can give you information on how to get to him. And one last thing I didn't go over with. This right here come with a slate call that I got prior to this one. It come in a package, and I think it might have been a Quaker Boy. But it's got the little sandstone or whatever that is right on the front to help rough it up. And you can also rough it up on this side. And right here, it has, once you scratch it up real good, it has a little Brillo pad that you can kind of clean it off. And it also has, I don't know if I can get it out or not, it also has one of these up in here, and it has a piece of chalk in here for your slate call. It's a pretty neat little tool. I've had that thing probably 10 or 12 years as well. I got that with the very first slate call, but it was slate, it wasn't glass. These two are glass, but I never did have much luck with it. But I've got a lot of time on my belt since then, so a little more experience in turkey hunting. But like I said, my goal this year is to definitely try to get one with on public land. And depending on how my first couple of days go, that I may even break the bow out and maybe even try one with the bow. I've killed one with the bow, and it's pretty exciting. I think I've done 30 yards. I think I'd be pretty good at it, but I'll probably miss now as I said that. That's pretty much it. Next video you will see, I'll tell you a couple of nights before spring dollar comes in, me and my wife will be going around trying to locate some. We did that last year. She said she really liked it, so that'll probably be leading up to day one, so that'll be the next video you see. You'll probably see a few nights of that. And opening morning, which right now I'm still up in the air. Everything I saw yesterday, I'm probably heading to public land in the morning. I know a spot, like I said, it was 3 gobblers, pretty close to one spot yesterday. But I'll have to go back up there after Tuesday and see how things are up there. Other than that, there's one more thing though. I have thought very seriously about trying TSS in this gun. I just can't bring myself to pull the trigger on $50 a box shells. If you've ever shot TSS, especially in a 20 gauge, tell me what your thoughts are. If you like it, no. Is it worth the money? Is it worth not? Yeah. It's going to take 4 or 5 shots to see if my gun likes it. I got to go buy another box. So I'm getting a look now. But anyway, this is just my little setup. Oh, I almost forgot my vest. I do not take any kind of pack in the woods. If I can't put it in here, I don't take it. This vest right here is a mossy oak vest. I actually just bought this last year, probably about this time, maybe a little bit before now. The vest I had before this was the only vest I ever owned. It was a cheap vest. I bought it at Walmart, caught it on sale one year for like 25 bucks. It was very cheap. Back pad on it was not very comfortable at all. But this is a NWTF mossy oak version. You can probably see it right there too. I really like this one. Actually, I saw this one on a channel that I follow. Guy, I think he's from Tennessee. I can't remember. But he did a review on this about a year or so ago, and then I asked him where he got it. He said Walmart. And when they put their turkey stuff out, I actually found it. I think it was about a $40 or $50 vest. It's got 2 small pockets right here on the vest. I don't use them at all. It's got this pocket right here where I keep my crow call, alcohol, and my tool. Right here, it's got 2 pockets for your strikers, and it has magnets. Hold it, man, I like that. And of course, right here's where your box call goes, and it's got a little that pocket right there. But the way I lose stuff, I've never put anything in there. It has 2 places for 2 pot calls, which I have them, and it has a pretty nice roomy pocket right here. Which what do I put in there? I can't remember. And it has a place right here where you can store multiple mouth calls. Looks like you can put 6 of them in there. And it does have a water bottle on the side, which I always use to carry that bottle of water. And on the back, it does have a drop down orange tag. Has a drop down orange tag that sticks up in here. And of course,
you need to go down your out frame.
Oh, I'm sorry, out frame. You can see that it has an orange drop down tag that tucks up in there. And of course, it does have a room in the back where you can put that. And it has a snap that holds the seat on. It has a couple clips here. And this seat is removable too. It has a zipper down here. It is removable too. I don't know how you can see how thick that is, but I don't know if this old man is pretty comfortable on the booty. So, and it also has 2 really big pockets on the inside. That's where I keep my head nets, my gloves, and all that stuff. And but that's pretty much it. I think it was around $50. Oh yeah, how about this? And also on the inside, it has these 3 pads, one for your lumbar, and one for each of your shoulder blades right here, which mine has been hurting for a while. My wife beats me, folks. I'm just kidding. I think I'll pull it out so it'll work. But for the money, I think it's a pretty nice vest. Like I said, I got it at my local Walmart last year. Last year was the first year I used it. It does plenty for what I need it for. Okay, now I don't think I forgot anything else. I'm always forgetting something. So that being said, I'm gonna get out there and get me a bite to eat, get all this stuff packed up, and I'll see you guys here in about 15 or 16 days.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for my wife for reminding me. I'm getting old. I can't remember anything.